Welcome to Rich Keys Trading Channel, where we unlock one candle at a time. Please pay attention to the disclaimer on your screen. And with that out of the way, let's get into the charts. Okay, welcome to Rich Keys Trading Channel. It's almost the end of the year. 2025 is coming to a close, and I'm analyzing the chart to see what 2026 will look like. And I don't have great news as I'm analyzing this chart as we prepare into the new year. All I can say is that the storm clouds are gathering. Okay, it hasn't started raining yet, but the charts look cloudy. All I would say is keep an umbrella ready. Okay, you don't need to open your umbrella at the moment because we don't have our trigger signals yet, but the signals or the warning signals are already all flashing. And in this video, that's what I want to show you. I'm going to show you all the warning signals, why I think a correction is on the horizon, um, early part of, yes, the early part of 2026. There's likely going to be a correction, and the charts are saying it. The signals are being on the chart. The only thing is that the trigger has not occurred. We might have to wait for the trigger. But until then, keep an umbrella ready. When the rain starts, at least you would have your umbrella handy. All right, so let's get into the chart and let me explain my 2026 position on the market. I'm looking at the NQ, the NASDAQ 100. All right, so this is a weekly chart of NASDAQ 100, and I just want to stay on the weekly chart for now. So if you look carefully, since 2020, you look at the chart, 2020, we had a sharp decline. But since 2020, we rallied beautifully, hit a top. Then we formed this cup and handle. So here was the cup, here was the handle. Now I just want you to see something interesting. So we rallied off the cup and handle. Cup and handle was right from here to here. Okay. And once we broke the handle part, which was right here, that gave us the rally into 2025 February thereabout. Okay. Now, how do I know that that was going to be the target point? When you get a cup and handle, usually price will travel the length of the base of the cup. Okay, so this is the length from the base to the top. All right. So we just extrapolated this. Just pick up the arrow, and I extrapolated it from the previous high. And if you put it up to the previous high, you realize that price came right to it, right about here was your target for the cup and handle target. So that was achieved early part of 2025. In my previous videos that I shared with the community, what we got here, I also warned that the market was likely to correct early part of 2025. I just didn't know how far the correction was going to go, but we had a decent correction. Came right to test this previous support or this previous resistance that turns into a support. So you realize when the tariff sharp pullback happened, we came right to it right here. You can see right here. This was it right there. And we found support here and we have rallied to this point. So as we journey ourselves into 2026, the question is, where is this market going? And that's what I'm going to try and use my video this weekend to explain or to show where I think this market is going. Potential market is probably going to grind a little higher. It's possible that we're going to grind a little bit higher. Let me let me zoom up a bit so we can see something interesting. So potentially we could probably hit a double top. Likely we could go make a higher high, and then that might be it. When that would happen, that is the trigger that we are looking for, or that is the condition that we are looking for, and then we'll look for our trigger once that condition is met. All right, now I want to step down and show you something down here on some indicators I'm following. So if you look at the Nasdaq 100, okay, after a pullback in April or early part of or late part of March, and we rallied up, RSI made its way up. We've cruised higher and higher and higher, but I just want to zoom in into RSI and let you see something. As we've gone higher and higher and higher, RSI is already done three peaks, and I have a rule of three, sometimes a fourth one that I follow. And all these three peaks are showing a divergence. We've been going higher high from this first high. We went higher high, which was the break of the all-time high. We had a pullback, and we've gone higher high. And right here is your divergence. Okay, so you're getting a divergence between here and here. Let me use my arrow thing to show you right here. Okay, so you get a divergence here. And as a matter of fact, this divergence is heading its way down this way. All right. So RSI is probably going to cruise up as we hit probably a double top or probably go make another high. But RSI is probably going to print a lower high. This would be a condition I'll be looking for to say the market is topped out. Okay. And the rain is about to start. If you look down to another indicator that I've been following carefully, it's called the money flow indicator. And if you realize since August 18th, 2025, money flow has been coming down. Okay, smart money is exiting, they're selling into retail. If you look on the chart, okay, since August 18th, price is making higher high, higher high. And like I'm saying, we probably would probably make another higher high here or probably hit a double top. I can't tell that for sure. This is not financial advice. It's just what the chart is telling me that I want to share. So again, here is the warning signal. Okay, one would say, okay, it's just the NASDAQ, it's nothing more than just the NASDAQ. All right, let's look at the main drivers of the market in this last season since April 7th, thereabout until now. It's pretty much NVIDIA, Palantir, Microsoft, Tesla, um, the big AI stocks, Broadcom. So we'll look at all of them in sequence just to show you all on a weekly time frame. All right, so let me then switch down to NVIDIA, which is the top of the one that everyone looks at in terms of this AI rally. And here is a weekly chart of NVIDIA. All right, so going back all the way to probably I'll say let's go back to like 2024 thereabout. NVIDIA rallied beautifully, good volume. We had a pullback, we went a higher high. We had a pullback, then we topped out, basically went flat. Okay, since 2024 all the way down to early part of 2025. Then we had a sharp pullback until April 7th. And after April 7th, huge volume came in. But see the volume decline. This volume decline here compared to this volume here is another clue in terms of just using volume profile. Okay, look at the direction of these arrows. All right, now look at our indicators and you tell me what you see here. So let's look at our money flow. So as I showed you, these are indicators that I just showed on the chart are also on money flow. So if you look here, money flow time, is important. This occurred over several months. So a lot of times divergences would occur for several weeks. That's why I said just keep an umbrella ready. When the rain starts, you can then stay protected. It doesn't mean the rain is starting, it's just the clouds that I'm showing you. All right, so you look at the money flow since March 18, 2024. Money flow started coming out, but price was going higher until we hit divergence on RSI, and then came the sharp pullback. Went flat, money flow went flat, basically. And when we had a little divergence on RSI, whilst money flow was flat, guess what happened? We had a pullback into April 7th, 2025. Okay, now what is happening currently from April 7th, 2025 week, we rallied nicely up. Money flow followed along. Okay, so there was money behind the move. This wasn't a fake move. We hit our top, we had a pullback. Then guess what is happening from here? Money flow is going out. Smart money is exiting. Divergence, first warning shot is given. Okay, we're going back, and I think this will be the trigger point if we do get another divergence from here to here on RSI, because money flow is already telling us that they're leaving, they're selling out. Okay, so this is another indicator right after showing you what the NASDAQ 100 is doing, that NVIDIA, which has always been the propeller of the AI market or the AI rally, is also showing divergences, major divergences on the weekly chart. So again, here we're waiting for a trigger line. For me, in NVIDIA, I'll share that with you. I'm waiting for a weekly candle close below this bottom here. Candle open and close below here would be my trigger point for NVIDIA, just in case if you care to know what I'm looking for. For now, I'm not taking a short. I'm going to wait. It probably can go hit a double top here. It could probably go make a higher high. I'm not trying to suck myself into a vacuum. But then I'm also seeing something that gives me confidence that definitely price will come back down. See this gap here? We gapped up from last week into this week. This gap will be filled at some point. This gap that was created is now going to get filled up with probably this week's candle. So I envisage price could probably make it up to at least the fib retrace is about 0.618. It's about this level, which is right around maybe 196 thereabout. So I'm watching in the next coming weeks or so. If Nvidia touches this level, at least I know that this gap is closed officially. And from here, if we get any rejection candle, that will be early signal. Confirmation wise, you want us to break below the weekly close right here. All right, so having looked at NVIDIA, I just want us to look at some of the other major tech stocks and see what they are also doing. Okay, and so here is a weekly chart of Broadcom. AVGO is the ticker symbol. Okay, so again, a similar thing is happening here. Right here, you get a higher high. Okay, but when you come to your indicators, ever since we hit this high right here, okay, there's no strength to the upside. They're just selling into retail. When you bring it down to your money flow, same thing with money flow. Money flow is also hitting out. Let me take this off just to show you again. So here, money flow coming down, price going up. So again, here is Broadcom showing the same thing, another big AI tech stock. This is why I say that the clouds are heavy doesn't mean that it's going to rain tomorrow. Just keep an umbrella ready. Let's look at Palantir. Palantir has done a nice rally in 2025. It's made a lot of people rich. But look at again Palantir ever since August 4th, right? We hit here, we're making a higher high, but see what your indicators are doing. Money flow has been coming out. Some of our money flow started coming out of Palantir way long, but I would say at least we had a little push up here. So take even from the August section, okay, money flow coming down. Let me show you on a bigger scale. Money flow coming down on Palantir ever since all this is money flow coming down, price going higher. So again, when somebody takes a big shot on Palantir, people may not understand, but the indicators are all pointing, they are all telling. The only thing that is left is a trigger point, and the trigger could come any day. um, if you look at RSI hit a divergence here, right here. We came down sharply. We're going back, and likely this is probably going to be it for Palantir, or we're going to hit a double top, or probably go a higher high. I can't tell that for sure. Like I said, I'm not trying to give financial advice here. I'm only sharing the warning signs that I'm seeing. Let's look at another one. Here is Amazon. Okay, so Amazon already hit a double top. Actually, this place made a higher high, rejection of value, couldn't close above the previous high. We've come down, and Amazon may go up again. But again, here you have your divergences also showing. Okay, RSI right here coming down. You go to money flow, look at your money flow also. Money flow for Amazon coming down. Money flow for Amazon is even worse because guess what is happening? It's already it's already crossed the zero line. Okay, money flow above zero line at least is good. Sometimes you come to the zero line and you bounce, but for Amazon we already crossed the zero line, all telling signs that the big players are exiting, they're selling out whilst price keeps going up. um let's look at another one, and this is Microsoft. Okay, so Microsoft hit a double top on the weekly chart, came down, and we're going to form our third peak. Now, if whether this third peak is this third peak is going to go all the way to 554, I don't know. I can't tell you. I have no idea. But all I'm saying is, you see this move here, divergence, came down, money flow pointing downwards. So again, this is another warning sign. Microsoft could come down, it could go up and test this tops here at 552. It's possible. But again, keep an umbrella ready just in case we hit a double top, I mean a triple top, and that might be it too also for Microsoft. Let's look at Oracle next. All right, and here is a weekly one for Oracle. Now, Oracle is looking interesting. I must give it some credit because if you look carefully at the price structure for Oracle, Oracle is come to the 2024 support. All right, so it's definitely reacting to this support level after the pullback came to find support right here. Whether this support is going to hold for Oracle to probably go make what a 6.18 retrace probably to this level to a 259, likely, I don't know yet. I have no idea. All I'm saying is potentially all these are going to do their last push-ups and you get your correction. This is why I'm saying that um, as the stormy clouds are gathering, and you just need to be prepared for a correction as we journey ourselves into 2026. Let's look at another one. Now, I like this Google. This is Google, all right? So Google chart is probably the most prettiest. This breakout here was classic. Breakout of a double top right about somewhere August 18th, and this rally has been monstrous. Um, the one that seems to hold quite some money flow behind it is Google. Google is the shining star here, is the winner here. Doesn't mean it doesn't have divergences. No, it's all on here. Here is it. So you hit your high, we pull back, we've made a lower high on RSI, okay, and we're going back up. So this will be the third peak. So there's still some tailwind in the Google, but it doesn't mean Google is exempt from the potential correction that I'm looking at. Money flow wise, again, our peak is there. Money flow is coming down. This is a lower peak on money flow index or money flow indicator. So again, could this go up probably a little bit more while money flow continues its way down? Yes, it does. A lot of times these things do play out from my observation for several weeks before the trigger happens. It just says be prepared for it. Here you are in a good move. You can see right here on the chart, okay? When price is moving up, RSI is moving up, money flow moving up. This confidence, you can put your money on this and know that you are safe. But where we are now, money flow is coming down. RSI is showing a lower high. Doesn't mean it can go any higher. No, it can. It can go a little bit higher. Divergences can always, it's like a freight train. A freight train will not stop at once when the brakes are applied. When the brakes are applied, and seriously, that's all I'm sharing with you, that I see the brake lights are on. Doesn't mean that the car has stopped. No, the car is stopping. Exactly when it will stop, I can't tell you until it stops. But it just also tells me that, even Google with such a strong rally is not exempt. And that had good money flow behind it all the way from somewhere around June 23rd, thereabout of 2025. Money flow has been rising, RSI was rising, But now, as you can see, RSI is falling down, money flow is coming out. So again, caution here. Let's look at another one, and that probably will be the last one. Okay, and here's a weekly chart for AMD, another AI big player. And if you look at AMD is probably in a worse position because this gap here that was created, okay, this gap that you can see right from here, from 198 thereabout to roughly about 206, this gap is more likely to get filled. Okay, after such rejection from the tops, this gap is definitely going to look like it's going to fill. But if you look at money flow again on here, money flow is coming out since August 18th. That whole push up was to trick this whole move from here. Okay, the move up from here all the way from 190, 198, or maybe 182, all the way to like, yeah, about 185 there, about that high to the gap up that we had all here. This was all a formal trade. It gave the retailers their money, but the retailers are probably still holding while the smart money is exiting. Okay, they've been exiting since price hit here, but they can't exit all their positions at once. So the price goes up, they sell some. Price goes up, they sell some. And when they finish their distribution, then the price collapse. And I don't know when they'll finish. I don't know how large their inventory is, but I do suspect we might get another RSI push probably towards the 70% level on AMD, similar to all the others, whilst money flow continues its way down, and that probably would give you your condition for the move down. I think I'll finally look at another one before we wrap up. Okay, and I think the last one I'd like to share would be the TSM. It's again AI big chip player, and you see all this move here. This tells you it's topping out. Okay, we basically are hit a ceiling, and we're just pushing into the ceiling. Yeah, of course, if we break above this ceiling, we could go a little bit higher. But even if we do go a little bit higher, if we break this top and able to go a little bit higher, again, like I'm saying, the storm clouds are gathering. Okay, so again, this is all I'm trying to say. The warning is on the charts. I don't know the fundamentals. I don't follow news. I've seen good news to turn the market down, and I've seen bad news cause the market to rally. So I don't really follow news like that, but I just look at the chart and I just look at the warning signs on the chart. So again, if you look at TSM, TSM is rallied nicely up. Again, here is a topping signal. Look at your RSI. RSI is also making lower highs. This was our previous high, hit this high, we pulled back. We might make another high possibly, but you remember this high that we're making here, price didn't go anywhere. Price was still stuck at the same point. You can look at it right here on the chart. Okay, so we hit this high right here. This was your first high. We've hit a higher high right here, and the divergence is showing right here, as you can see. If I could put a line, let me put a line so that it's a little bit clearer. Let's see, we put a line somewhere here. Okay, so this one is classic. I just wanted to see. So you see from here, price action is going sideways basically, but look at your RSI. Okay, from here, RSI is coming down. Okay, look at your money flow coming down. So again, all the AI stocks are kind of in a territory that those that are seeing it as a bubble, they have a point. Okay, let's not completely throw it out. They have a point that potentially the move up on this AI trade is coming to a correction. It doesn't mean it won't go up again, but I'll be rather looking for TSM to correct maybe towards 219, maybe lower, who knows. But there's the warning signs that I see on all these charts, and I just want to share that perspective with the trading community, give you some warning signals as we enter into the year 2026. So you're going to hear a lot of bearish sentiment on the market from other YouTubers and stuff like that. I don't discredit every YouTuber's bearish sentiment. I look at it carefully, and I look at the charts to see if there is merit. And there's merit, then sure, I take cover. So all I'm saying is, you just want to keep an umbrella handy. You don't need to open it yet. You don't need to close your positions. You don't need to sell nothing, but keep it ready as the warning signals are there. Again, like I said, it's not financial advice. It's just my chart analysis thoughts that I just want to share with the trading community. So I spent about close to 23 minutes. I think I'll close this analysis session. Wish everybody Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and we shall continue our analysis in the new year. Subscribe, like the video, um, you know, comment your view, what you think 2026 looks like in the comment section. Let's conquer the market together. Thank you. Have a great trading session in the new year 2026. Cheers. Bye. Thank you for listening and unlocking trade ideas and insights with us. One candle changed everything today. I hope you can already see how today's analysis can transform your trading decisions. If today's breakdown helped you spot opportunities or potential risks you would have otherwise missed, please consider subscribing and imagine what we will uncover together next time. Kindly give the video a like and share with an investor or a trader you care about. They would thank you when it saves them from a bad trade or a missed opportunity. Until next time, keep unlocking profits one candle at a time, and we'll meet again in the next video presentation. Cheers.